Radiohead launched the Radiohead Public Library. So this is a pretty amazing online undertaking. It's an official online resource, I guess, containing, as the band put it, everything Radiohead have ever done, more or less. Videos, music, artwork, websites, merchandise, and loads more. As they also put it in their tweet about the launch, Radiohead.com has always been infuriatingly uninformative and unpredictable. We have now, predictably, made it incredibly informative. It's a pretty staggering undertaking. I mean, so if you go to Radiohead.com, you can access this library. You can create your own library card and a membership number and investigate pretty much the whole of their archive. So there's, artwork in high res, there's T-shirts, there's set lists, but there's full concerts from all over the world. Festival performances, TV shows, there's a load of latest with Jules Holland stuff, there's TV sessions, radio sessions, compilation tracks, B-sides. It's colossal.
Exhaustive.
And pretty much everything that they've ever done. I mean, this, I guess, you could get a lot of Radiohead stuff on the YouTubes, but this is all collected together in one place and full high def and full HD, and it sounds and looks absolutely staggering, going all the way back to the very, very start of their career.
Amazing stuff.
It's a pretty staggering thing. And I sat down with Colin Greenwood from the band to talk a bit more about it and find out how you tackle a job this big and maybe the ethos behind delivering all this content at this time in their careers. This is like a labyrinth.
A labyrinth. You get lost in it.
First of all, how long did it take to actually reach this point?
To assemble all the pieces, to find out where they're all the little orphans, and waifs and strays that were scattered across the digital wasteland.
Yeah.
It's taken, I don't know, probably about a year or so on and off.
Is that all?
Well, it's been, maybe a year in man hours.
Radiohead Public Library.
Yeah.
How would you describe it? If someone is about to experience this, what is it?
It's basically an audiovisual lending library, but there's no late fees, and you can take out as many items as you want, and as long as you obviously promise to bring them back, only lightly foxed. And it's our lives on the computer from 93 to 94 to now. And it's like photographs, it's videos that we've made, people have made on competitions, it's live performances from all around the world. It's just everything that we've made, that we've worked on together, from the beginning to now. I mean, last night I was reviewing the last 3 Glastonburys because, a lot of the rights holders have been very kind and let us, assemble a bunch of this stuff. I'm choosing some tracks that haven't been broadcast before from those that the BBC have very kindly let us use. So that was quite crazy to watch 97, 2003 and 2017, one after the the So that was quite intense. That was a late night.
It's a time machine.
Yes,
we are getting older,
and then much older between 2003 and 17. I don't know. Yeah, but it was cool.
I was going to ask about, just from a sort of practical point of view.
Yeah.
The rights for all this stuff, I presume, are scattered across the 4 winds. Has it just been a case of tracking down people and begging goodwill?
Well, what happens a lot of the time is people just put it up on YouTube anyway. So if you're saying to people, we're going to make it much better quality, it's going to be from the original sources, and we made it as well anyway, then people are really cooperative and helpful. So generally...
And it goes right back to the beginning, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm trying to remember what the first thing is. I mean, probably first gigs, I think it's this rock at some German festival where we're in the middle of the day, where the camera,
2 in the afternoon.
the camera person is just obsessed with Ed and Tom, and I have no memory of that. I could very well not have been there from the camera. So in fact, I'm denying that I was there. So, but it is brilliant, and it's just, and I love it, and I think it's great. And what I was thinking about it, what I really like about it is when you watch it, because we've never been a group that's done makeovers or image changes or stuff like that. It's very consistent, and the quality of it and the playing of it's really good as well. Because we would like go to America and play for like 5-6 weeks, and then, you know, come back and do shows here and stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's great. You know, and then the later stuff we did, we'd like ask people who were like fans to submit videos for songs and things like that, and some of those people's contributions are on there, which is brilliant, because we used to love all that stuff that, you know, the Grateful Dead fans, when they would allow their fans to compile like recordings and share them and stuff like that. So, you know, we've brought a lot of that stuff into the website as well. The weird thing in my head is I couldn't look at the stuff that we'd just done recently because it's too recent, because it's part of a recent journey. Whereas the stuff that sort of time's burnt away a lot of the stuff around the older things, I can look at that and I can think, wow, that's cool, you know, generally cool, yeah. So yeah, that's that weird thing that time has on all that stuff, you know. But and the fact that we're still, you know, we've got such a big catalogue and we're still playing stuff that we did in like 93 or 4, and then we're doing new stuff like from, I don't know, 2 years ago. So, you know, yeah. You know, one of my favourite things is an MTV, I can't remember the show, we did it at Camden, and we did a cover of like, is it Nobody Does It Better? Yeah. And Carly Simon, you know, I guess that's in 96 or something?
I think it was.
95. And that was just fantastic.
So, over the coming weeks, each member of Radiohead is going to be serving as a kind of librarian. So they're going to each like curate a selection of stuff as a kind of that they like from this colossal archive, and then they're going to push it out there for you to watch. And Colin's selections are the first ones you can dig into. And he was just talking there about this performance they did in 1995 for MTV for their Most Wanted show live, and it was a cover of a James Bond song. Theme, which kind of made sense because in the end they ended up almost doing the theme for Spectre and released a beautiful track that they would have used for the film. And this has not been played anywhere because it was from MTV, who very graciously, we have the right. Thank you, Radiohead. Thank you, everybody, for sort of making this happen. And so we've got that performance for you to play now. In fact, after this, we have got to take the MP3 outside and burn it.
Got to take the knots and ones outside and immolate them on the roof.
We can't actually play this more than once. So this is it.
It's so funny because we played the Carly version a couple of months ago, and we were in conversation off air about it. Gary Bales is going on about this version, and we were saying we'd love to play it, but we can't ever get the rights, and now we're going to do it.
Yep.
So let's have a listen to it from 1995, Radiohead's version. Nobody Does It Better.
Part 2 of our interview with Colin Greenwood, he of Radiohead, marking the launch today of Radiohead's Public Library. Now, we were talking about this earlier. This is their brand new online resource. It's like an online repository of everything Radiohead.
Like the Smithsonian Institute of Radiohead.
Well, this is basically the one place they've decided to bring everything together. All the artwork, all the videos, all the performances, all the set lists, or the fan club dialogue,
Aldi receipts
and documentation. Yeah, there's Aldi receipts there. There's one of Tom's socks. Yeah. Johnny bought a colander that didn't work, but he kept it because he quite liked the look of it. That's in there.
Okay, it's all there.
It's it's pretty much a yard sale for everything. Anyway, it is quite a staggering thing, as we were talking about, as well as like being able to see, for instance, like all their Glastonbury headline performances, including songs that weren't broadcast at the time by the BBC. There's B-sides, compilation tracks. There's like Top of the Pops appearances. There's them doing Creep on Top of the Pops, which is pretty funny. There's TV sessions. There's Later with Jules Holland. There's the incredible stuff that Adam Buxton did with the bands. Do you remember that? Or there's sort of little video things that he made for them. There's a webcast they did on New Year's Eve once that's just brilliant. There's all this stuff that's not just the back catalogue. It's like everything that they've ever produced, or fans have produced for them, or people have produced in collaboration with them. Now, over the coming weeks, each member of the band is going to serve as a librarian for the library and pick certain things. Colin was the first person to do it today. And he's picked a bunch of amazing things, including MTV's Most Wanted performance when they did Nobody Does It Better. There's a performance from 95, I think, in Oxford, really early on, filmed on VHS, but looks great. So there's all this stuff. And when you go there, you can fill in your own little library card as well to become a member of the Radiohead Public Library. So here's part 2 of our chat with with Colin. Tell me about the library cards. How does this work?
Well, just off the bat, no data is held. There's no, is it GPDR, GDPR, whatever?
Oh yeah,
rules.
yeah.
You know, so no animals are harmed in the making of these data cards.
It would be a really non-radio thing.
It would be very.
Actually,
yeah.
We've taken all your data and we've sold it to Google.
We have sold it to some big corporation who will be using it to find out what you don't want and sell that to you. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. It's just your own library card. I think we put up our own library cards as well, with some very, expensive styled photographs of ourselves. And the idea is, over the week, each band member's going to basically be the curator for the day, and it's going to start trawling through the archive and sort of choosing stuff that each of us have really sort of enjoyed and loved. Yeah.
You're not a band that's ever really done the looking back thing. It's never been like, hey, we're going to go and play, OK Computer in full.
Yeah,
it's right. Not what you do. But this is it feels like a nice way of sort of giving you everything and presenting it as a whole.
I think what's cool about it is it's all stuff that we've always done ourselves, and we've worked with Stanley Donwood. And we've never really, apart from the fans who wanted to put videos together for, say, In Rainbow's record, we've never really sort of outsourced it to Google or some corporate entity or whatever. Or not, there are other corporate entities. And so that's what I think is cool. It's that sort of cottage industry thing that we sort of kept going. That we're big fans of. People who contained what they were doing. People like Kraftwerk, people like that who, So we've always loved that control. One of the favourite things we did was this Bonnaroo Festival, I think, 2006, which is for me, it's like the American Glastonbury.
Yeah.
It's the closest to America, because you have to go into the middle of nowhere to get to it, which is a massive commitment, And we were working on the songs for In Rainbows, and everything's kind of loose and different forms and arrangements and styles. Nobody had the record wasn't out, obviously, for another year or so. And it was just this brilliant, anything is possible vibe, and that's one of my favourite things that I'd forgotten about and then had found.
That's quite nice, yeah. So there's work in progress things that would become things
that will become things. That's right. It's got extra choruses and middle eights and stuff like that. Oh. So you can see it's like a sort of little massive virtual sketchbook, that you can go over.
Was there anything that one of you in the band was like, that was an awful jacket, that's not going in, or my hair was not?
Yeah.
Was there much of that?
Yeah. If I'm speaking personally, I can't speak for the others.
Oh yeah, okay with you.
Because I may be critical of sartorial decisions that they actually liked at the time and still do now.
Yeah.
So, but for myself.
Yeah.
Probably a ponytail at the MTV. No, the Astoria in 1995 or something. Why didn't somebody tell me?
Like Stalin.
But I'm old enough to not care. It's been
removed.
Airbrushed. That's right.
That never happened. So you spent hundreds of thousands of pounds airbrushing the ponytail off the back of that footage.
No, it's still there. There's no digital plug-in filter, ponytail filter.
I presume this isn't going to be a static thing.
No, well, that's the exciting thing about it. We're going to be adding stuff to it as we dust things off other digital shelves, and and just seeing what people think about it as well.
Is there stuff that's just going to appear on it without any great announcement? Is it going to be just a resource you start posting stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I hope other things will come up.
My God, mein Gott.
It's pretty. Yeah, but the ding get a little doom, but a ding get a go dum 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 I thought we were going to do the whole of Paranoid Android.
That'll be on there next week. That's one of Johnny Greenwood's requests. You're morons. You're morons.
There was a moment there we looked at it and I thought, how far
will it
can
go?
we keep doing the a cappella version? I was looking forward to
It's a shame Lord Hull's busy doing other things today, or else he'd be stamping down here now, I would have thought.
It's all up live. The whole thing is up there now. Go and check it out. Thank you, Colin. Thanks for speaking to us, because I know that you haven't spoken to anybody else about it.
Yes.
In fact, none of the band have, so we appreciate it. And
We do. Hugely appreciate it.
So if you're a big fan, take the day off.
You're going to need to. It sounds like it.